Agents don't fail for a lack of leads. They fail for a lack of system. Today's guest, Ruth Vigon, is here to share her journey from Fairmont to Uptown. Ruth, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I love being at this place, this beautiful office, and obviously sharing space with you as my principal broker. What an honor.
Let's dive right into it, okay? And today, we're going to talk about how Ruth was the award recipient of what we call here the Follow-Up Fantastic Award, which was a name that we literally created because Ruth was successful in, I'm going to call chasing down a lead for 18 months and turn that lead into a sale. And so for that, I'm going to say congratulations, number one. And I know, it may have been a little bit ago, but that takes persistence. And that is something that not every agent or every broker has. And someone might say, well, Clyde, you're talking about one lead. And I'm saying it's not about the one lead. It's about her passion, her drive, her organization, and her pursuit to do something different in the way that she's built her business. And that's what we're talking about here today. So let's dive in and talk about Ruth's journey. So Ruth's journey spans from hospitality to university administration and now mortgage brokering. She's known for her analytical skills, attention to detail, and ability to build lasting relationships. Today, you'll learn the biggest roadblocks new agents face and how to beat them. How to stand out where everybody looks the same. Social media that builds trust, not noise, and the exact routine that Ruth uses to stay sharp and organized. So Ruth, we're giving away your secrets today. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. So Ruth, take us back. What drew you to mortgages and what did the path from Fairmont to Uptown look like?
That's a great question, and I would have to spend hours explaining how I got here. But the simple answer is I am a daughter of immigrant parents. I came to this country at a very young age, and something that has always been instilled in me by my parents and just my family is work hard, pay your bills, do the right thing, and always take care of people. So that last part is what drew me into hospitality when I was going to undergrad. So I did my business bachelor at Ryerson University, and I completed my hospitality major. I was lucky enough that I got hired by the Ritz-Carlton, which was the first 5-diamond hotel that came to Toronto. So I was there before they opened. I absorbed everything. I was mentored by people from all over the world. So I had such a good understanding of what true hospitality, true care for people meant, because they are the pioneers, right? And like I said, I was lucky enough to be in that environment while I was going through my undergrad, and then that led to me getting into other opportunities, which, as you mentioned, Fairmont was one of those companies that I was hired by. And then the journey continued.
So you went from the Ritz to the Fairmont, down the road. No wonder your customer service skills are so great. Like, let's take a step back and can you just tell me how some of those customer service skills that you acquired from those roles from that time, how are those skills transfer into what you do now?
Oh my gosh. Everything I learned, so many soft skills. I know you mentioned that at the beginning, but some of those soft skills carried with you for life and outside your work. So
give us an example.
So I'll give you an example that I shouldn't maybe share with people, but at the Ritz-Carlton specifically, I know all high-end hotels and brands have some sort of customer retention program. For the Ritz-Carlton specifically, it's called Mystique. So it's about observing, it's about listening, it's about understanding nonverbal cues and writing them down and understanding what makes a client happy, what speaks to that client. Maybe it's something as simple as they love the Blue Jays, and this morning,
everybody's the Blue Jays.
Exactly, but that's their thing, right? So it's all about writing those down. So tying that back to my business, my CRM is basically my mystique. I utilize that every single day. And being a mortgage broker or a mortgage licensed expert, you have to keep track of those things that your clients love after the transaction, beyond the transaction, before the transaction, through the the client journey.
Exactly.
So it's basically the same thing. So that's a very good example of a skill or a transferable soft skill that I have acquired and continue with me through my career. So going back to what led me to mortgages in general and being a mortgage broker and entering the real estate industry, I wanted to do a switch because the hospitality business, as we know, is very taxing when it comes to time. And, I missed a lot of family events, a lot of birthdays, you name it.
Yeah.
Nights, you are basically someone that has to be there no matter what, especially if you're in a managerial role.
I mean, that's the lifestyle, right? That's the choice, right? And some people would say, don't take me wrong, but some people would say, it's a young person's game, right? But, I think it's good for building the skills that a young person needs during that point in time in their life where you don't have the added responsibility of family, of children, of, excess bills and all these other things that we gather as we get older, right? But I think that's the time to build the skill set.
I totally agree. And I wouldn't have traded any other way because, like I said, that for me set the foundation for how I grew my business and how I grow and continue to grow my business. So after I came to the realization of maybe I need to do a switch, maybe I need to take more time for myself, that's when I started thinking about, like you said earlier, getting into a job that would allow me to have a steady schedule, more free time for myself, more weekends. And then I felt like that job was also lacking that customer interaction for me. Because once you work in an office 9 to 5, there were times I wouldn't see my peers or my colleagues.
It's a different life.
And I was just like, no, this job is also not for me. I love being of service, and I love talking to people, and I love helping people, going back to what my parents taught me, right? Caring for others. And I felt that I didn't have that. So funny enough, as you mentioned, family, I started thinking about having a family, and then I said, maybe I should take a step back. And I really love real estate since I lived in Alberta, because I lived in Alberta too. So, yes, lived there for many years, and I started to think about the future. Like, what does that family look like? What does that lifestyle look like? And I needed a career that would allow me to have that flexibility while doing something that I love, which is taking care of people. So real estate was a very easy transition for me. My partner in business, my husband is also a real estate agent. So I got into it a little bit. I got some interest, or I got interested early because of him. And then other colleagues of mine that actually work for this brokerage persuaded me in a way to get into it. And then I said, okay, why not? And then I did it, and I was really happy once I started. But then I was thrown into basically a sea of tons of agents.
Yeah.
So
that's like realtors, mortgage brokers. There's a ton of them.
Yeah. And it's very scary. Completely scary. I remember my first week walking into this office and seeing a lot of my colleagues and wondering, how am I going to get to that level? I'm young, like young in the industry, but not young,
Yeah.
So it was very intimidating. I think that's the word, intimidating. I was writing things down. Everybody was telling me things, and I was overwhelmed with
It's a lot of noise.
A lot of noise, a lot of information. Who's doing what? How do I get to do that? And then the thing that helped me to basically focus, was changing my mindset. And I think speaking to you and other mentors that I have across Canada helped me focus. And that's where I'm at.
That's amazing. So with that, I'm going to ask you, what were the biggest challenge, or just tell me maybe one. What was one of the biggest challenges that you faced as a new agent, and how did you overcome it? How did you become unstuck? Whether that was, reaching out to a mentor or building a script, even though I don't love scripts. Give us your piece. What was it?
My biggest obstacle was myself. And I'm going to say this, and I know it sounds cliche, but I thought I had to be everything for everybody. And I didn't stay true to who I was. So it wasn't until, it took me a while. It took me maybe like 6 to 9 months to figure that out. I continued to compare myself with everybody in the industry, people that have been in the industry for longer, which is not fair. When you're starting, you can't compare yourself to people that have done it for 5, 10, 20 years.
No.
And there's a lot of noise, like you said. There's a lot of young people pretending, and there's a lot of fake it till you make it on social media and whatnot. So for me, I was this is a word that I used because it's so true. You self-sabotage yourself sometimes when you're doing that and you're thinking about that. So that was the biggest challenge for me. How did I overcome that? Easy. I did a lot of self-reflection. I wrote down exactly who my client is or who I wanted that client to be, because I know where we were going to be a match. And when that happens, all the noise goes away and you understand who that audience is, who that client is, because you're not for everybody. And that's okay. I don't play golf.
No.
I don't like golf.
That's okay.
I don't understand golf.
That's okay.
But guess what? I love going to a spa, and I love going to afternoon teas with my friends, and I love getting, pampered and doing things but that's me. And
That's
I
you.
know that there is people that resonate with that and that can relate to that.
Yeah. There's people at these places you go to, right?
100%.
Oh,
I'm a
thought
mom
so.
too.
Oh my gosh. You have kids?
What?
Do you bring them somewhere? Do they go to school? Do you see where I'm going here?
Exactly. And that's who am I? Who is Ruth in this industry where there's so many people? How do you identify yourself within that sea?
I think the answer, as always, is right in front of you. So with that, let's move on. Clients want 3 things: clarity, speed, and 0 surprises. So how do you deliver on that?
Who you see is who you get. There's no facade. The first thing I do when I speak to any of my clients, leads, colleagues, anyone that's interested in working with me is, let's have a sit down and let's talk. Let's see where you're at and where you want to be. And let me show you the options available to you, because there's not always a black and white. It's not always black and white in our industry, as you know. There are many options. We have so many products available. We may think it's a reverse mortgage, but it may be a Manulife Advantage.
Yeah, it could be an equity line advantage, could be anything.
Exactly.
We don't know until we know,
That's
right?
right. So it's about, okay, so let's talk about those options. Let's make sure you understand what those options are and what they mean to you. And then let's look at the numbers. And then transparency, making sure that we are updating each other every step of the way. There's nothing, there's nothing worse than getting an email saying, oh, you didn't provide this, therefore.
So how many times do you talk to your client? If I'm dealing with Ruth, I'm involved in a deal with Ruth, how many times are you talking to your client? Give us the truth.
Oh my goodness.
I know you're an
Between text,
over-communicator.
I am. Between text messages, phone calls, emails, and in person, it could be like 20 times a week. I'm not even lying. But I also speak to my clients and I tell them, this is the expectation. You're going to hear from me. I work for you Monday to Sunday.
Exactly.
I work for you.
Let me just, what did you just say?
Monday to Sunday.
Monday to Sunday.
You call me.
I am working with Ruth. I'm getting a mortgage with Ruth.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a text, an email, a phone call, some sort of formal touch point Monday through Sunday.
That's right.
because at any point in time of the day, that deal's moving and you're okay to communicate it.
100%.
Well done.
100%. You need something, you call me. You call Ruth.
It's definitely a way to build your business that separates yourself. And,
100%.
I think we've talked about this many times. It's how I started my business, right? And people said, well, Clyde, you work 7 days a week. If you call it that, I talk to people every day. I'm kind of just doing the same, right? Mm-hmm. Except at the end of my transaction, I get paid.
Exactly. Yeah.
So talk to me every day, right?
100%.
But and it's one of the reasons I wanted to highlight that, because I know you're an over communicator, Ruth, but I don't call it over communicating. I just simply call it communicating.
And I think the difference is my clients can appreciate that. When a client appreciates that, again, I'm not for everybody.
Exactly.
When there is a need for me to communicate, I'm going to be there. When you need help with totally unrelated question about mortgages, I'm going to be there. I had a client asking me about how to remove their RSPs because I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on the 3-way call if you need me to.
If you need me, sure, because I always say it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. If it involves finance, you should be calling Clyde.
1,000%.
Right? Same way, your client should be calling Ruth. Right?
Do they need someone to help them with an insurance partner? I'm going to be there. Do you need a lawyer? I can help you find that. Yes. I'm going to be more than just a mortgage broker. That's just my title, but that's not what I do for you.
Exactly.
My job description is not just mortgage broker.
Well done and well said. And I think that's, one of the things that helps separate you, right? And whether that came from early days or wherever it came from, it's definitely one of the pieces that helps set you apart. And so make sure you continue that. And for anybody that's listening, man, these are the things that you need. Now, let's continue on. How do you use social media to build trust instead of chasing trends?
That's a very good question, because social media is a monster. And what I mean by that is there's so many trends. There's always a new sound, a new dance, a new thing. To me...
Wait, just to be clear, are you a dancing mortgage broker?
No.
Okay. So
I could.
You could.
I could.
But that's just not your thing.
But that's not my thing.
Exactly.
Because I find that, again, I know who I am and I know what my audience needs.
Exactly.
And what they need is not me dancing. It's me communicating, informing, educating, and helping them understand that there are so many things, especially I work a lot with the Latino community.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering when you were going to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But yes, I love my, amigos, todos aquí. I have a lot of clients that speak Spanish. And something that I speak to them, this is almost on a daily basis.
Myself, no habla español.
It's okay. We welcome everybody. But what I'm trying to say, one of the best or one of the first things that I tell my clients that are from that community is, I get it. I came from where you came from. Nobody told me you have to do this to have good credit. Nobody told me, hey, you work so much. You have money sitting. What are you doing? Nobody tells you these things. So I'm here to help you. Even if you're not there now, we're going to get there.
Yes.
You just have to let me hold your hand. We'll do it together. And I tell you, the reviews that I get, testimonials I get from my clients after the emails, the text messages, the calls, after they are able to achieve that dream that once was impossible, it's like that brings tears to my eyes, because I'm like, I'm so happy you listened. I'm so happy you were patient with me. Because we did it, and I told you we were going to do it.
But you're making a difference.
That's right. So back to social media. I'm sorry, I go on a tangent. But with social media, that's what I do. I try to reach out to young couples, individuals, self-employed, people that perhaps think that buying a house is impossible in Canada.
You're reaching out?
I'm reaching out through social media the best way I can by providing that type of content, by doing what's relevant to my business, by putting little pieces of gold here and there, by collaborating with realtors, by even going to open houses. Oh my goodness, some of my leads come from open houses. That's such a low-hanging fruit that a lot of people don't take advantage of.
Are mortgage agents listening? Our mortgage agents listening, that one, I'm going to knock on the mic for that one, Ed. If you're listening, that was a good one.
1,000%. And then again, you're not for every realtor, you're not for every lawyer, but you have to start building community. You have to start reaching out to people in your area. And this didn't come from me. I didn't invent that. That's just coming from everybody that has been successful. You have to build that community. And
that's
it wasn't
business
until
101.
Exactly. And I understood that. And once it clicked, this is who I am. This is the community I want to build. This is the clients that I have. It was like the trifecta. Like it just clicked. It was a puzzle that finally came together. And I was like, wow. And then you start to see.
Dare we call that a business plan?
That's right.
If we need to give it words. But here's the thing. The problem is, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
People hear the word business plan and they think, okay, I got to put down the financials and I want to make this and I want to do that. But the biggest part is for me in building community, because it's in building community that the business will find success, because otherwise you're just another mortgage broker in the pond.
And it's so funny, Clyde, because it wasn't until I started thinking that way, the leads don't stop coming. And I'm not doing this to brag. It's literally every week. And I'm not paying for leads. I'm not paying, like I could, but I'm not.
You don't need to.
Because I'm busy as it is. And obviously I want to continue to grow my business. But now that I know I have those tools.
But growing your business now means doing more of the same.
That's right.
And then just adding on the systems and tools that we provide here at Uptown already to continue to drive you to do the things that you're doing.
Sorry, there was one piece that I missed. The right brokerage for you. It's so important. It's so important because you could be the best person. You could have all the great intentions to help people, but if you don't have the right support to back you up, that means nothing. And I know I'm someone that I always tell you guys, I'm so excited because I get to speak to our team of experts on a daily basis if I needed to. Like you are there to answer the calls for us, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Every agent needs that.
Yeah, well, I mean, support is the foundation of any good brokerage, of any good community, right? And understanding that support might be the ability to just pick up the phone and say, hey, whether it's me or another agent or broker, that's part of what we do. And, I think for some, that's often a miss. We think that as mortgage agents, mortgage professionals, that we have to go about it alone. But we don't, right? And I'm big on, and I know it sounds crazy, I'm okay to cross brands. I'm okay to sit down with, someone over there at wherever to have a conversation, because that's what community is, right? I've said this many times. There's a reason why you'll find a McDonald's, a Burger King, and a Wendy's within 2 minutes of each other, because not everyone is for everyone.
Love that. It's back to what I was saying earlier, and I appreciate you saying that as well, because for me, I rely on that support daily. Like I need that, not because I don't know what I'm doing, but because it helps me grow faster and go further. So that's the way I see it. And going back to seeing people in our industry as colleagues and as a support system, we may not all have all the answers, but sometimes I can reach out to another broker and say, hey, and I've done that. Actually, I do that all the time.
Why not?
Because we have our own specialties that we know, hardcore, we know our lenders, we know our products, but there are products that are like, I think you're a better fit for this one. Let me get you someone. And I don't see any of my colleagues in the industry as competition ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever. It's like, no, we are all, there's enough business for everybody to do
Go
well.
around.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, step outside and, in your residential community, step outside and look left and look right. And you're going to see a lot of houses or a lot of buildings, wherever you might be. And I can almost guarantee you cannot do mortgages for everybody looking left and looking right. It's just not possible. So yeah, there needs to be many mortgage professionals in order to service the unique needs of the people that surround them. And that's okay, right? So before I go off on a tangent, let's keep us moving. How do you stay ahead, or I might even say on top of market shifts, client updates, and your own energy at that?
So something that I love doing, anytime there is a Bank of Canada announcement, I know there's a lot of chit chatter about it. Everybody's like trying to.
So are you one of those that you're going to post your update on Bank of Canada is going up?
No,
Bank of Canada is going down.
There's enough already. So what I do is, going back to my hospitality background, is I look through my CRM and I look at all those clients that have maybe a renewal coming up, or I know, because I know enough about my clients. You should know enough about your clients. That's one thing. If I know that there is a wedding coming up, or they're going to have a kid, and all these life-changing experiences that could benefit from whatever the Bank of Canada is going to say, whether it's good or bad. But I always reach out personally. I know it's time consuming again.
You're building a personal business.
But I block the time to make sure I reach out and say, hey, if you're considering anything to do with your finances, this might be the time to pay attention. I'll keep you posted, but let me know if you have any questions after.
Love that personal touch.
You know why? Because there's enough. The media is bombarding everybody. TikTok, Instagram, social, everybody's bombarding you with, what does this mean? It doesn't matter what it means. It only matters what it means to you.
Exactly.
What does it mean to you? What does a change in that rate mean to your client?
Yeah. And if I have a fixed rate mortgage, and guess what? It means nothing.
That's right.
But if I have a line of credit,
that's right. That's right.
might mean something, right? But the point that you made, and I'm making light of the situation, but the point that you made, and I don't want to gloss over it, is you make it personal. Personal for your clients.
That's right.
Which is something that, I mean, I'm sure not everybody does. And I heard you, I'm going to call you out. I heard you make an excuse, and I'm not going to let you do it, even though we're sitting here on, talking. I'm not going to let you do it. This is what I do with you. We don't make excuses, but you might not have time. No, you always make time for your business, right? Because we're talking about building your business. That's part of your business success plan, is to make the time. And when we talk about making time, because I know you're really good at managing your time.
Yes.
Give us, ready? 10 seconds on how do you manage your time. Go.
So calendar, I use my calendar to block all the time that I need. But before I do that, I look at who am I in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evenings. What are my priorities? Because sometimes I'm not as go in the morning. I'm not as creative in the morning.
You're being real with yourself.
That's right. So
be real with yourself.
That's all I do.
Yeah. My calendar's full of real with myself.
Right.
How honest we're going to be today, right? Let's be I'm going to say veil down. When I look at my calendar, my weekly calendar, my Mondays are, I'm setting the business. I'm setting the tone for the week, and I'm coming in and I'm CEO hat Clyde, and boom, 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 and let's go. But my Tuesdays are lighter. And my Wednesdays are probably going to be creative. My Thursdays are, you know what? I don't mind doing a podcast on a Thursday, and I could joke around, still drive the business, make time. But Friday, for me, people would be like, Friday's light. No. Friday's setting up Monday and making sure that the weekend isn't work. So Friday's extra heavy, and it's drive the business day, and I'm going to make sure that I want this, and I want this, and I want this. And my team knows that Friday when you walk in, there's going to be stuff waiting for you, right, Evan? And that's just what it is. And so making sure that you have a calendar that sets you up for success is important. And I know you're doing that today.
Every day. I don't miss any of my appointments. I don't miss any, since I started doing that, which you taught me. And it's so simple, but it makes you so productive with your time. And then you still can block time for family, for fun, for doing things that you love, because now you're planning your whole month, right?
Yeah, you do make plans for it.
That's
it's
right.
Not, you will. You do.
Exactly.
Like people are like, Clyde, how do you do all these things and you still get to the kids' soccer games, you still get here? Yeah, I went from work, golf, honor roll meeting, to soccer, to client meeting, to here, because you plan. You knew it was coming, people. Eat in the morning, get a coffee on the way. You got to make it work, right? And you do it well, Ruth.
Thank you.
So entering into the lightning round, I'm going to hold you accountable on this. Ready? Next time, Ev, I think we're gonna get like a clock, and we're gonna like have it actually counting down, right? So, are you ready? I'm gonna allow you to think about this one, and then I'm gonna fire it at you. Ready? Okay. Advice to your past self, day one, Ruth. Go.
Start with a business plan.
One myth new agents should ignore.
That we have it easy and that making money in this business is very easy.
That is definitely a myth you should ignore because it is not easy.
That's right. You have to work really hard and you have to be able to put in the time those first few months, years of your business.
Years. Let's be real. Yeah. Years. I'm not trying to tell anybody. This was not like started in the business year one and making, $100,000 year two, making three. Hello, are we being okay? Like, are we being like real with each other? My first year in business, I think I made $22,086. I think I still remember the number. That was it. Can't feed a family on that, but I had to.
Exactly. And you have to roll with the punches and the learning curve that comes with it, because it's going to teach you what you're doing right and what actually works and what you should no longer repeat.
Good one. One book, podcast, or mentor that shaped you.
There was one mentor at the Ritz-Carlton, and he said to me, if you want to set yourself apart from the rest, be the person, behave like the person that you want to be. And I know it sounds simple, but when you think about it, it's so deep. If you carry yourself the way you want to be perceived in the future, or the way you want to be in the future, you're showing the world that you're already that person.
It's like a saying that, I grew up as the guy wearing suits, right? Yeah. Like I was the Bay Street guy, downtown, corporate life. And I used to hear this saying, and I don't know where I heard it, but I used to hear the saying, you don't dress for the job you have, you dress for the job you want. And so I think that kind of goes a little bit with it, right? In that you dress for the way that you want. I'm not telling you to go out and buy $1,000 suit. That's not what we're talking about. But you dress, quote unquote, in the way that would allow you to hold yourself, carry yourself, present yourself in the way that you want to be perceived to the people that you're trying to sell to. And yes, I use the word sell, but ultimately it's through relationship, through community, that we're able to provide products and services, right?
And be that person.
Yes.
Yeah, you can wear a nice suit, but if you don't behave, if you don't conduct yourself in that same way, people will get turned off. So you have to match that personality to the way they perceive you. So,
well, I like to say, or this was Matthew Liberatore, a good friend of mine. He came on the podcast. I think he had said, you should think of your future self and act like your future self, right? And I think that's where he was going with that. So, act like your future self and hold yourself to that standard. Yeah. I like this one. Finish the sentence. Clients feel most cared for when I
show up for them. And especially when times are tough, when something, it's not going the way we planned it, because we know in this industry things can change just so quickly.
Pivot.
Yes, exactly. And when I am able to deliver, I don't call it bad news, I call it updates. And that's the word that I like to use. I don't like to put negative words into anything that I do with my clients, because it's just negative words have that
bad energy,
that bad impact, and it would last longer. And that's what people remember, actually, more than positive.
Than the good, yeah.
Right? So that's when they get, I think, in my opinion, when I show up for my clients, when things are not as we expected, and when I am able to provide them with the options that will get them to where they want to be. That's, to me, the best way. I'm never going to drop the ball on my clients because things didn't turn out the way we wanted them at the beginning, or the way we expected them to end, but I will never leave my clients high and dry.
So you mean it's not because you sent that gift basket or because you know, I don't know, you gave them that mug. That's not it?
No, it's when you show up when times get tough.
Actually show up.
That's right. You answer the phone, you pick up the phone, you go there, you show up.
Well done. If I could talk to my day one me, I'd say 5 words. Build relationship, systems, create success. If you could talk to your day one you, what 5 words would you use to help?
Consistency, follow through, resilience, balance, and productivity.
Interesting. Do you want to go deep on one of those?
Yes, balance.
What is balance to you?
Right. The other are, I think, very self-explanatory, but I think balance to me means I'm a new mom. So as I'm sure a lot of moms out there that are listening to the podcast can relate to me.
Mm-hmm.
When you become a new mom, your life changes. So having balance to be able to do your job extremely well and take care of your clients requires a lot of time and a lot of energy and thinking and concentration. But you also have a little one running around. So you always have to balance how much are you giving to that little one and how much you're putting out there. And sometimes it's like tango. It's really hard it's one step further or 2 steps back. You have to really find that sweet spot. And I'm not saying that I have it, but I know that I'm self-conscious of it. So that's I think number 1 for me, how to put that relationship with my family. I'm
going to steal your spotlight on this one. And we didn't talk about this, but you know, I often get this question about balance, or as people like to call it, work-life balance. And oh man, do I hate that term, right? Because ready, this is me. This is like new Clyde, new like series of podcast Clyde, where I'm just like, man, I'm going off the top. I don't care, right? But again, for me, there's no such thing as work-life balance. See, I can't even say it, Evan, because it doesn't exist. What is work-life balance? Well, for me, work-life balance it's like a seesaw, right? And some days it's all work with very little balance for life. And some days it's all life with very little balance for work, right? But for me, that is the balance, right? That seesaw effect that happens throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year. That is the balance, right?
That's such a good analogy. Like just
how
tides go high and low. That's exactly it.
Yes. Well, but at the end of the day,
it's high.
Exactly. You look at the ocean, you look
That's
at, you know, it's balanced, isn't it? Right. I don't see all the water going this way and I don't see all the water going that way, right? It's a balance, but like you said, it has tides. So that's who I am. That anybody that knows me knows, man, there is no such thing as the Clyde that does this. I mean, I walk in here and I walk in here and I'm laughing, right? But that's the same thing with my business. That's the same thing with life. That is my balance. It's the rising tides and, you know, doing what we have to do.
And I love what you said, because I recently saw you with your family at the event that you held, and you see how proud your family is because of all the hard work you've put in, the hours, the tears, the sacrifices you've made for them. They were there crying because I'm like, yeah, that's exactly, they're proud of you because you put in those hours because they're the reason why you're doing it. So if I could tell any mom out there trying to raise their children, trying to have a career, take it from me. It's not easy. It's a balance. Like you're sometimes here, sometimes you're not. But it's what example are you setting for your kids, right? Like I had tears in my eyes when I saw you there. And I was like, that's exactly who I want to be. And I want my daughters there, or my daughter there, when I'm receiving all those accolades, because they'll know or my family will know I did it for them. And I saw it when I graduated from university. I saw my parents crying and being so proud of me. I worked so hard, and this is what I love doing. So if anything, take that, your kids are noticing, your family notices how much you're working, how hard you're working for them. So that's what I mean by balance.
That's awesome. Ruth, this was gold.
Thank you.
And for anyone that's watching, if you feel that there's another agent or broker or honestly anyone that can really benefit from this, do them the favor and share this, be there for them, and help them build community. And for me, for us, I guess, thank you for joining. Uptown Experts, we're out.